Hi everybody, it's Rick Haas, President of United Real Estate. I wanted to let you know that we're involved in a wonderful fundraiser and it's being held in conjunction with our 2023 National Business Conference, Elevate. Our principal broker, Nick Bristow, and his team are working on a junk car that they've located, resurrected it, and they're rebuilding it so they can try to drive it from Dallas to Orlando in an effort to raise money for Autism Speaks. You know, our Autism Speaks has been our national charity for a good long while, and this year we're doing all we can to raise money once again. In the description below, you'll find a link that allows you to click on that link and make a donation to the effort. We wish Nick the best in his drive from Dallas to Orlando. Hope he makes it, and it's going to be fun watching.
Alright, so I picked up this Harbor Freight pressure washer to get this car cleaned up. After I've been battling with it a while, I finally figured out you had to put a certain nozzle on it. I think I didn't read the directions because that's, you know, what losers do. So, but this one dispenses soap, so I'm going to soap the car down real quick and then hit it with the pressure washer. Got years of crap on it. Isn't that impressive? It's supposed to be dispensing soap. Oh, there's the soap. Okay. I guess you pre-rinse. You pre-rinse with soap.
They wanna hear that small town banjo breakdown. Wrote it back in Tennessee. They wanna hear that small town banjo breakdown. They wanna hear it at the county fair. They wanna hear it everywhere, even in the big city. No, they don't want me to put it
Soap down. The interior. Yeah, that's not high pressure because that's soap, I figured out. Guys, this thing is so nasty. I'm probably gonna have to put wires on over half of it anyway. So the motor just sat. The car sat since 85 because the motor got blown up. No one told me. No one knew. It sat so long. I guess the people that knew about it all got over or whatever. I get that door over there. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna hit these doors over here, and it's gonna be a mess watching this stuff come out. All right, let's go hit this with some pressure and see what happens. I bet we get a lot of foam. I bet we get a lot of crud out of this car. This is the yellow exterminator tip. Oh, I look pretty cool in shades. I had these on, not because I'm cool, but because I can't find my other safety goggles. Now y'all watch this right here. Man, that's amazing. It got a lot of dirt off. A lot more than I thought it would have.
that small town banjo breakdown. Wrote it back in Tennessee. Don't wanna hear that small town banjo breakdown. Don't wanna hear that. Don't wanna hear it. Everywhere.
Got clean
In the
the
big
ashtray.
city.
There's the cigarettes in it.
Nope, they don't want
I cleaned those out, so look at that. There's some cigarettes in there. So back in 64, that's what year this was built, that ashtrays, let me wipe this camera. Back in 64, that ashtrays in front and back of the car. So what it was from age 4 to I think 15, you could smoke filtered cigarettes, which is what those are. So there must have been kids back here. Then once you hit 16, you can go with a non-filter. So yeah, let's get some more of this cleaned up. Let me get back here in the back. I probably should have started at the back and worked toward the front, but that would have made sense. So one of the things, hang on here. One of the things I decided to do, these seats, let me tell you something. I was looking at them yesterday. Let me show you something very shocking. That down there, that's about 6 inches of rat poop in there. So I decided, instead of just covering these up, I'm gonna pull all of the seat covers off, the padding out. I'm going to clean these, the metal, and I'm going to go buy some foam somewhere and get some cheap blankets or something to stick them on. So I'm going to do a custom upholstery video for part of our trip to Orlando in this monster. Hey everybody, out here in beautiful West Virginia with Emmanuel. He donated this motor right there, because as y'all know, my motor is shot. He donated the motor to us. West Virginia, Rebecca and I flew out this morning. We got an 18-hour drive back. If I had lived in West Virginia, he'd be in Texas. That's the way life works. So I just want y'all all to let him know thank you for taking care of this. Now Rebecca and I are in, I don't know where, West Virginia, getting some gas. We picked up this motor. We flew in, like I said, we flew in this morning to Pittsburgh, drove about an hour and a half into West Virginia to pick up the motor. A super nice guy gave it to us, and now we're about a 20-hour road trip back. But let me tell you something, man, West Virginia's got some beauty as far as mountains, and so it's really pretty here. I mean, it's not the prettiest gas station I've ever been at. But well, this morning we're in somewhere, Tennessee. Not exactly sure where. We came in last night with the motor, heading back to Dallas. We've got about, I think, 10 hours, maybe, my eye's swollen. I got something in my eye, isn't that nice? 9 or 10 hours of driving left, and we're gonna pull the motor out of the car, well, pull the motor out of the truck, take the truck back to our Enterprise, and then start working on getting this thing cleaned up, not this week, but getting the motor cleaned up and getting them swapped out, and hope to God it runs. Man, oh man, oh man, I'm tired. We made it back from Virginia Beach with the motor, got it unloaded in the garage. This weekend, start pulling this transmission off. This car, I found out, has an overdrive. I know that doesn't mean a lot to some of you people, but I'll show you more about that when I get this motor put in. I am pooped. We drove, man, 20 hours, like I told y'all, from West Virginia. Got a motor for the car, so bam, bam. I took the cap off, took that nut off. Well, actually, it's like a nut type, I don't know, cover deal. I'm gonna pull this nut off real quick, and no telling what size it is, but It shouldn't be real tight. I should be able to just, and I'm not going to dig in with this. Everybody freaking out. Like, oh, don't use channel locks on that. You're going to ruin it. They're not on there that tight, guys. Let's get this off of here. When I get brake rebuild kits, I'm going to go ahead and pack the bearings. I'm just going to see if I can get this thing loose. All right, dented. Good job, Nick. Well, I think I got new rotors coming. Well, not rotors. I think, I don't know. Do these come with new drums? I might have to hammer that end straight that I just bent. I can feel it binding up on the... Got it off. It's off. Brake pads actually look rusty. Well, they're kind of crappy. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all this stuff off right here, then put the wheel back on so we can roll this car. So it'll be back on the dolly for a little bit, but that's okay. Interesting brake setup because I didn't tighten it down all the way. That's cool. It just needs to roll into the garage. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. You see? All right, I think we just kind of go straight back. Yeah, we got to get that top block out. Yep. Man, y'all are strong. All right, that's good.
Oh, easy.
Thank you tons.
No problem. Do you want this to push back up too?
I'll start it and pull it up. Okay. Man, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
That'll make it look easy. Whew. Well, thanks to the neighbors, we got this thing in here so I can start doing some work. Well, my buddy Brett's coming over in a few minutes. Help me get this hood off. I've got, the hood's kind of heavy and it's big and it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. So Brett, my buddy Brett's coming over to give me a hand popping this off real quick. I'm gonna stick it on the side of the house because I have to start unhooking everything in the engine compartment. This Saturday, Rebecca's dad, 87-year-old, still going strong, is gonna help me pull this motor out this Saturday, and then I can start preparing to get this motor in. That's the motor Rebecca and I flew to Pennsylvania, drove into West Virginia, and then drove 20 hours back home. That was donated to us by a very kind fellow on the AMC Rambler Facebook page, and again, thank you so much. But that's the next deal right now, is get this sucker out. Well, my buddy Brett just left. He helped me get the hood off of the wagon. What I'm gonna do now is I've got to start unhooking stuff. I need to get the alternator wires undone. I'm gonna try to get these exhaust bolts off. I may end up having to cut the exhaust, just cut it off. and just redo it. I have to unhook the starter. I got to get the transmission bolts unhooked. Just a lot of piddly stuff to get undone. There's a gigantic fuel pump. I'm going to probably sticking an electric one in it for the trip, because they're like 25 bucks at AutoZone, and it cost me more to try to get that mechanical one running, and then it probably would run right anyway. Well, damn, it's got a nut on this side. 11 millimeter. 11 millimama. There's one line I can cut. I'm gonna get that line cut real quick. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know where my. Here it is. Get this line cut. These old cars, man, these rubber hoses get so hard. They get really, really hard, and you know, everything just gets rusted up and tight. I guess kind of like we do when we get old. Okay, let me see if I can get it up this way. Today we had our award ceremony at work, and Mutual of Omaha and them and Texas Title bought me this, Rebecca and I, this big gift basket of goodies that we can take on the trip, and it included some emergency flares, which I thought was kind of funny. Hopefully we won't need them. Okay, sucker, why aren't you moving off? You know what? Let me take these off the top here. Let me get this cover off. And then once I get this cover off, stay there. Okay, one bolt there. And I'm gonna put that radiator shroud back on, because that's gonna help keep air directed into that old radiator. I haven't gotten the radiator tested to see if it's any good. If it's not, I'll just find one from, I guess, any kind of car, just strap it on and... Man, why aren't you coming off of there? Oh, these gotta come off too. No, does that hell thing have to come off? Without falling. All right. We're gonna have a talk. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, there you go. I got it out. That's the old condenser. Now you can see what I'm talking about. I got a ton of room to work. Got it out. Alrighty. So I got the dryer out. Just right there. That's all the old AC stuff. Obviously, like I said, we're not going to spend the time or money getting the air condition fixed on this. We'll just be driving along the coast, 110 degrees and 90% humidity with no air conditioning and the windows down. I'm live hiding in a cave in Afghanistan. Well, we're pulling the motor out and we find out why it's frozen. Check this out.